Yeah, hello and welcome to my presentation about crypto recovery. Let's talk about crypto recovery. What is a crypto recovery? Crypto recovery means help people to correct technical mistakes if it's technically possible. So there can be a lot of things go wrong. Maybe you have your backup and your hardware wallet is damaged and you need your backup, and maybe you cannot read all words, you have missed it to number it, or you send crypto with the wrong network, maybe Ethereum to VeChain wallet and so to VeChain address. You are breaching assets, you don't find it after, you send with the wrong network to an exchange and so on. There are a lot of mistakes. I have seen so much cases. So how to find a trustworthy recovery service? Always check, is this a real company? Do you find something about the company's registration? Also look, can you find some reviews? Maybe the best would be personal reviews. Maybe you know something who have done cases already with the service. It's always the best, but reviews, you know, on the internet you can also buy reviews. Nobody will see is it bad reviews or not. This means always be aware. Check also other people's well know what they're doing. Maybe is there some expertise? Maybe one case study, someone contacts me and says, okay, I have lost my passphrase or password, it's the same. Then first I will make with the person what is calling me or send me an email, I will do a Zoom meeting and we will check, okay, or we do it via phone. First is to check, okay, is it possible or is it not possible, or is it maybe possible? Let's check it. Often the people think they're knowing what they have done wrong, but often it is like this, that they are not really knowing what they have done wrong, and when you check it, you see, okay, it's not like they have tell you before. And when I'm thinking, okay, it's worth a test, then we will make an additional meeting. And for me, it's the best case when the user is with me. Maybe he come to me at home, or we do it with Zoom meeting, and he is still with me when we do the recovery. This is for me. I think it's trustfully, and normally it's quite fast. Maybe such a recovery takes half hour, 1 hour, 2, 3, 4 hours. It's quite fast normal. The limits are, you will see after also where is the limit, and then you will see why is the limit quite fast reached. And after the case is finished, then for sure we do also the payment. He get his money back, I get a portion of it. Means I only take a fee when the recovery is successful, no upfront payment. And also now we will look about the limits. What are the limits? The limits is the power, the computing power. Means all technical recovery service in reality have the same team, the same, tools and the same computers. There is, the limit is the power of the computer systems, and there are no special computers or special tools, all using like the same stuff in reality. And it also depends what the users know. Maybe they missed his passphrase or password, what they're knowing. Do they know, okay, I use this special type of characters or these numbers? Do I have big letters? How much they're knowing, the easier is it to brute force a case in the case of password recovery. Now there is a calculation of takedown times, and here you can see now it's something is missing of the picture, but also you can say when you have completely incorrect words in your seed phrase, then you can see one word is quite instantly, I can find it, 2 words is 4 seconds, 3 words is 18 hours, and after you've been on years. This means it's growing extremely fast. This means the limit is on 3. Maybe when I push all power from external servers, maybe 4 is also possible when it's a long run, but this is also quite expensive, means, yeah, the limit is quite on 3 when it's completely incorrect words. This is another case. Maybe you have 24 words and you don't know the order of the words, and then there's also 5 words is nearly instant, it's 2 seconds, 6 words is 35 seconds, 7 words is 10 minutes, 8 words is 3 hours, and then it grows up. If you have a 12-word seed phrase and you don't know how it's numbered, then I can brute force it maybe in an hour or so. But on 24 words, it's not possible that you can correct if you don't have an order of the words. Also, when you know all 24 words, it's not possible to search the right numbering. Means the limit is on 8, 9, 10 words, and then it's reached. On 12, it's not the problem. You can correct all 12. Here you can see a small video from a brute force. I don't know, is it now working on the presentation? Just take a look. This is a password from an encrypted private key, but it's not working, I think. Yeah. After we will, normally when the video is running, you can see Hashcat and he's searching about the password, and after it's cracked. But I think on the presentation now it looks like it's not working, the video. Yeah, which types of wallet? We have heard also before, hot wallet, cold wallet, and exchange wallet. The hot wallet is you have stored the private key in your device, what is connected to the internet, means on your phone, on your personal computer. And on a cold storage, you have a device or a card, and the keys are in the device, and the device is not connected to the internet, and it's protected with the security chip. And then you have exchange wallets. Exchange wallets are both. They also have hot wallets, but they cannot always sign with the hardware wallet each transaction. This means they have also hot wallets, and the bigger storages are cold wallets, and then they always fill up from the cold wallets to the hot wallets. And the exchange is using special hardware, industrial hardware for signing, means to sign offline. It's like a normal cold wallet, but it's better, how to say, hardware. So, secure self-custody. Also we have heard before, not your key, not your coins. Yes, if you know what you're doing, it's quite the best. But I know from my experience that a lot of people don't know what they're doing. They are thinking the coins are in the device, but it's not right. It's in the blockchain. It's decentralized. They are not know how to do with the keys, with the words. There are so much things you can do wrong. This means if you don't know what you're doing, it's better to use an exchange or a service provider, an ETF. But if you are knowing what you do, self-custody is for sure the best. This means it's basic knowledge. And I think from 1,000 people, maybe a few really know what they're doing. Sounds horrible. It is horrible. But yeah, the people see on YouTube or so, they say, okay, not your key, not your coins, here, buy an hardware wallet. But nobody is telling them how to use it, how to do with the backup, how to test the backup. If you have an untested backup, maybe your hardware wallet is damaged and then your backup is not working, then you get in big troubles. Yeah, which risks? The seed phrase, you can store it incorrectly, like the people come to me with the cases. Untested backups, I always advise, if you use a hardware wallet like the Trezor, write down your backup, take an address, send maybe $10 Bitcoin there, wipe the device to factory reset, put in the backup to test the backup and send out the $10. If it works, you know, okay, I can become money, I can send money, the backup is working if I need it, and then you put it in a steel blade or titan blade, and then you are safe, then you can put on it a lot of money, and you know, okay, if I need my backup, it will work. And this is, such thing was nobody is doing, nobody is testing his backup, and the hardware wallet always tests only a few words, maybe 5-6 words, but 5-6 words from 24 will not mean the backup is for sure working if you need it. Also passphrase, I don't advise to use a passphrase. 24 words is safe enough. You don't need an extra passphrase. If you forgot it, you lose your access and you can do nothing. Maybe you know a little bit how the passphrase was set it up and it's not a big one, then we can test the brute force, but yeah, it's quite hard. It's not necessary about safety. Better, I think better is if you have 24 words, put it on 2 steel blades, 12 and 12, and store it on 2 different places. If someone gets 1 blade, he can do nothing with 12 from 24 words. Also, I can do nothing with one set of 12 words, means it's safe like a passphrase, but you can forget it. Yeah, lack of knowledge we have already talked about, and believe that the assets are storing in the device. I have often the people send me the seed phrases, the 12 or 24 words per email, and say, okay, I've done this mistake, please help me and send the money there and take your fee. Yeah. Then I speak with the people, and the people often also think the cryptos are in the devices, and they think, yeah, I can give a scammer the 24 words, no problem, he don't have the device. Yeah, but it's not inside. How to select cold wallets? What would I advise that the hardware wallet should have? It should have its own display. There are also now cards where you can store, but they don't have a display. Without the display is a trust screen. Mean you cannot manipulate this display. This is why the hardware wallets have this display. And if you become your 24 words on a phone or on the computer, this is not the trust screen, it's not safe. If you get it on a hardware wallet display, then it's safe, nobody can track it. Also, when you do a transaction, you can always view the transaction on the hardware wallet's display, what I'm sending, to which address, how much amount, how much gas fees. If it's right, they say, okay, send it. If it's not right, maybe a scammer or something, do something wrong, then you can say, okay, I don't want to send it. If you do it on the phone or on the computer, it's not 100% that what you are seeing is right. Maybe you're thinking, okay, the data are right, you sign it, but it goes to another address. This is why an own display, it's for sure necessary. Security chip, the same. The security chip protects the seed phrase or the private key in the hardware wallet that no one can come to it. All new hardware wallets have a security chip. Open source is also quite good. I think it's necessary, but if a hardware wallet is not 100% open source, how should you know what the hardware wallet is doing? We have also seen cases, maybe the last one I think was Tangem. They send out the private key with email back to his home. Yeah, if the software would be open source, maybe someone will spot the bug before. And if you use a hardware wallet, always look which projects, which tokens you can store with it. there is quite different. Some hardware wallets, maybe Bitbox is only for Bitcoin and Ethereum. Then things like Ledger, you have a big spectrum of tokens and coins. Normally, if you have a lot of cryptos, one hardware wallet will not be enough. You will have different ones to store all. And always buy direct from the manufacturer, not buy on Amazon or so. There was also cases, people buy from Amazon, scammers, they manipulate the hardware wallet, send it back to Amazon, Amazon store it and sell it again, and the next one got scammed. Always buy direct from the supplier. The newer hardware wallets and softwares always check is the software correct or not, but before 5 or 10 years it was not like that. Cold wallets recommendation, what I'm thinking that are good hardware wallets, for sure Trezor, for sure Bitbox, one key, but in reality it always depends what you want to do. Do you want to do a lot of DeFi stuff? Then maybe use Trezor. Do you want maximum safety and only Bitcoin, Ethereum token? Use Bitbox. If you want a cheap hardware wallet, what is not really expensive, what has also a bright spectrum of tokens and coins, then use one key. I think there are 100 of different hardware wallets. But I think the best is to not buy exotic hardware wallets what nobody is using. Use something all people is using. Yeah, we also talk about scams. I don't handle scam cases, but a lot of people write me also when they are scammed. Why they do it? They think, okay, it's possible to recover such coins. Technically, it's not possible. You can recover a scam technically. This means you can trace it, you can look where the money is gone, you can flag it, you can freeze it, you can go to the law enforcement to get it back, but technically bring it back, it's not possible. So the most common scam, I think, is big butchering scam. This means the people got scammed from people where they think they are friends and they say, okay, I have a new investment and you can invest there, and then the money is growing and the people invest maybe $200 and the money is growing, then they take a little bit out. Maybe it will also work to take out a little bit, and then they think, okay, now I find this one investment where I can be easy. They done the work for me, and then they put in money, and it's growing, and then they want to take out the money, and then the scammers say, okay, you have to pay taxes, and the money is frozen. You have to pay additional, and yeah, you get butchering. You will never get the money out. Yeah, this is the most scammed. And also wallet hacking, phishing. Last time I've become also on my phone a phishing scam from Finance Online. It's a theoretically legal site from Austria, but it was quite. It looks like it's real, yes. Also the domain, yeah. If you don't know the real domain, you can think it's correct, and they also give a time limit to gain stress on the people. Always, when the people get in stress, then the brain shuts down. Yeah, you always have to be aware from such scams and never give your seed phrase out, or if you get the message or someone call you and say, oh, your Binance account is hacked, transfer the funds to this new wallet. It's not hacked. If it's hacked, the money is already gone. But the people do it. Deepfake videos. There are a lot of videos from Trump, also from me are videos you will find on YouTube, what the people is doing with AI, quite good. If you don't look it quite detailed, you will think, okay, that's I, but in reality it's also scammer has made the videos. If you watch the fingers, maybe sometimes you can see, okay, it's something is not so correct, but they do it good and you can do nothing. You report it to YouTube, they will do nothing. The video stays online. I think maybe they have no interest to take the videos down, or there's so much videos that they don't have enough people to clear that fake videos out. It's also with Trump and such cases. Money doubling. One time I have seen there was a crypto conference from Trump, and before the video starts from the crypto conference comes a Trump AI video, and he says, okay, send Bitcoin to this address and you get double amount back. Yeah, I have looked at the address. A lot of people have sent Bitcoin there. Yeah, for sure. A lot of. Also a friend of me calls me and says, hey, Trump makes a new action, you can double your money. I say, you are... Yeah, if he don't call me, I think he will also have done it. Yeah, always you can look for such addresses from the coin doubling. There are a lot of people send the money there. Yeah, what can you do if you are a fraud victim? You can contact me and I will send you to other companies what are doing such cases. But in reality, you have to go to the law enforcement, and if you have enough money, you can buy a good tracer who will trace. He's faster than the law enforcement. The law enforcement, maybe they need a few months that they work on this case, then the money is gone for sure. Normally, this means when you use a tracer, he's quite faster. Maybe he can trace in a few hours or in a few days. He can maybe freeze, and then he can work with the law enforcement. But the chance in reality is it's quite low. I also know the people in Austria from the law enforcement what are doing such cases, and I think the percentage is about 10% chance that you get the money back. Sometimes you get a part of the money back. Sometimes you get all the money back. It depends how the scammer is good and how good is it to anonymize transactions. If he knowing what he's doing, nobody can trace, but mostly the scammers also don't know the real how to anonymize, then it's quite traceable in real. But the chance is little, and you always have to act direct. And the problem is, like on the big butchering scam, if you send money there, the money is already gone. You see only the money on the screen, but these are only numbers. It means till you know that you got scammed, maybe the money is still gone a half year. The money is growing, and after, when you want to pay out, they want taxes and this and that, and then you know, okay, you got scammed, but the money is gone already since you sent it there. You only have watched numbers on the screen, nothing else. Yeah, how is the outlook on the recovery? For sure, the computing power and technology will grow. They grow not really fast, maybe a significant change you will see maybe in 5 or in 10 years. And yeah, the more crypto gets mainstream means also the more people without real knowledge comes in the market. It is like that. Now I think the actual cyclus is already on the end, means at this time are not so much people comes new in the market, means in a year or so we're in the bear market, and from the bear market out right to the top, then a lot of people will come in the market, and then a lot of cases come to me. Now the cases are quite not so much, a few a month, but if we go from the bear market right to the top, there are extreme much cases a month. And also we will get new backup things. Maybe you have seen Ledger recovery feature. You can shard the key and send it to Ledger servers. I'm not a fan of this. This is not what we want to do with self-custody. This is a half version of self-custody. You think you're doing self-custody and then you give your private key to another one. I think it's not good, but it's a backup method. Also, there are cards to back up that you don't have to write down the words. maybe SD cards from Bitbox or cards like it's like a credit cards. They're storing the keys. That's I think it's good. Yes, and you don't have to write it down. You can make mistakes and write it down. And it's in reality it's the same if you have a card where the 24 words is in it, or you have it write it on paper or in steel. It's the same, but you can make mistakes. Yeah. Do someone have still questions?